Right, welcome to today's episode of Ask Nico. And this is a small question. What is bullshit spirituality? So this question comes because on my Instagram page and on my Mindful Mind this newsletter, I explicitly wrote down grounded, no BS, no bullshit spirituality. So fair question. What is bullshit spirituality? Well, where do I start? I believe that I don't believe, I know that bullshit spirituality is another layer that we use to remain distracted. Another thing we do, another identity that we embrace in order to feel good, in order to gain some sort of inner and outer recognition, in order to pat myself on the shoulder and think, I'm being a good boy, good girl, a good woman. I'm a great person, I'm a spiritual person. Bullshit spirituality for me is spirituality that is based around doing mostly and not being. For example, I once knew this woman, well, this girl that was working in the sex industry, and through that, her energy was quite contaminated by the clients and people that she worked with. And she would wake up and she would share on her social media, like, oh, like cleansing the bad vibes and burning a bit of Palo Santo, a little bit of sage throughout her room. And I thought, like, come on, what you need is a change of habits, a change of outlook, a change of the way you relate to your body. I didn't say this, but I thought it. Like, you need to relate to yourself as someone who is worthy of respect. It's not your room that has the bad vibes, it's the things that you're doing. For example, once at a music performance in Costa Rica, this guy came and he was the stereotypical hippie, um, braids and dressed up in a very hippie manner. He was smelling really, really, really bad. Probably from camping a few days without a shower. So he stunk. And when he came to me, the odor was really intense. And he started reaching through his backpack. And I thought, yes, he's gonna grab a deodorant. And he pulled out a stick of Palo Santo, burnt it, and started smudging his armpits. I didn't know whether I wanted to laugh or cry, but it painted a very clear picture. I thought, man, it's not evil spirits that are haunting your armpits; it's lack of hygiene. So bullshit spirituality can look in different ways for everybody. It's a way of bypassing, essentially. It means using spiritual things or things that have been branded as spiritual in order to feel like you're doing something good without really addressing the core, the shadow, the work that needs to be done at the essence of who you are. Bullshit spirituality is like the traditional religious approach. People who are very religious in a fanatic way, who go to church, like my parents, every Sunday, church, and pray and tell everybody I love you. And then we come home and my mom gets really angry with everybody back then. Or I will see people speaking so nice and hugging each other, and then as soon as we left church, then gossip, trash talking the other, judging. Oh, did you see that person? Oh, did you see this guy? That's bullshit spirituality. It's doing something because you think you're good, because you're doing it, instead of actually making yourself a better person, making the seed of who you are flower into its full expression. Bullshit spirituality can be anything that is done unconsciously, even practices that are aimed to raise our consciousness. You can be meditating in a bullshit manner, just closing your eyes and overthinking a lot and then judging yourself for thinking so much during meditation. That's a that's a way of bullshit spirituality because you're not doing anything. You're just digging a deeper hole. Can be taking plant medicines, mushrooms, psychoactive substances for entertainment and thinking that because you feel lovey-dovey in that music festival or with your friends at a cottage, that something transcendental, fundamental is happening. Nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment, but don't pretend that spirituality is the same as entertainment. Bullshit spirituality is reading books and quoting a lot of things and thinking that we're better because of that. So it is the ways in which we delude ourselves about doing the work. Sound baths, saging, festivals, movement things, even yoga, all of these things can be amazing tools towards liberation, towards making us more and more conscious of our body, of our mind, of our emotions, of our energies. But they can become a way that becomes branded and marketed as, oh, look at her, she's such a yogi. She burns sage and has Buddha statues in her home and does very complicated poses. She must be very spiritual. Not really, maybe, but not really. Bullshit spirituality is the person that talks or portrays a picture that they have not walked. So when I say grounded no BS spirituality, it means grounded, connected to the earth, to our body, to who we are, to reality. And reality has things that are dark, that are ugly, that need our attention. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. So BS spirituality is everything that we do that we think is spiritual, but that we're doing unconsciously, and that pulls us further away from actually growing as humans. I hope it was useful, and if you have any question, you can find the link downstairs for the Ask Nico series. Cheers.